Give everyone a few minute or two to come on. Good afternoon. You just coming on? Please log in, share, and like. This is going to be a good topic today. Great topic. I think so anyway. Hi, Aaliyah. How are you? Hi, Danielle. How are you? I have two. I'm going live on Periscope and Facebook. So you guys, if you see me looking off, I'm not crazy. I'm just kind of, I have two things going. And I'm live here at the University of Phoenix today. I am here live at the University of Phoenix today. So I'm going to give everyone a thank you. A few more seconds to come on in. Make sure you share, like, and share. Just a few more seconds so we can talk about this topic and talk about some of our trainings that's coming up for the month of March and some exciting news that I got today. I'm so excited. I'm trying to calm myself down. I don't know if I'm going to share it with you yet, but I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Yeah. Okay, thank you, Aaliyah. I appreciate that. You are so sweet. You guys, if you are looking for someone to help you grow your business, strategize, Aaliyah Baker is the person to see. She is the person to see. She has a wealth of information to help you. If you're trying to increase your sales, she's the person that you need to speak with. Yes. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I thank you guys for joining in, for my Periscope, my Twitter fans, and my Facebook fans. Please go ahead and share and like the page. Also, I have a YouTube channel. Please go on YouTube and subscribe to it at Let's Talk Tara. I love you guys. Today is Midday with Tara. As you know, Monday I wasn't on. I was a little under the weather, but I'm back and I'm in full stride today. Your transformational strategy life coach. I am here to help you pass the roadblocks of life. So today our topic is this: how do others value your worth? You know, and the reason I do self-esteem seminars, and I'm stemming this off of, we have a new training, a new workshop that's coming up, and that's going to be March 10th here at the University of Phoenix Augusta campus. And that particular workshop is for youth 13 to 17, youth females. And we're going to be talking about self-esteem. But I do the same workshop a little bit different for women 18 and older. But for that Saturday, March the 2nd, and you can go to my website and you can find all that great information. And I'll talk about it a little bit at the end of this live broadcast. But we talk about self-esteem. It's talking about, I teach the dynamics of what self-esteem is, how it affects you, and how it affects the others around you. So this workshop, and I've been doing this maybe about 6 years, probably, well, no longer than 6 years. I've been teaching these self-esteem seminars because what I found out that everything is rooted in our value of ourselves, our worth of ourselves. You know, have you ever said to someone, I know I have, you know, you just don't see the value in me. You don't understand the value in the information that I have to give, or my personhood that I have to give, the value in me. You know, we want people to see the value in who we are. So, and we all have value. We all have value. But the thing about it is, when we want people to realize, to recognize our value, we first have to recognize it ourselves. And when I say recognize, most of the time, when I say 98% of the time, when I ask people this question, oh, how do you value yourself? Oh, I value myself good. If I give them a scale of 1 to 1,000,000, oh, I'm worth $1 million. I'm worth $1 million. And I said, okay, that's cool. So what does $1 million look like? What does that value look like? And I use a lot of times in my, and I don't have it today, I use a prop, which is a huge, it's about the size of a baseball. It's a fake diamond. Of course, it's a fake diamond cut object. It looks like a diamond. And I asked them, if you had to value it, how much would you value it for? And there are a lot of people say, oh, maybe $1 billion, because, diamonds are expensive now. So, and they said, okay, $1 billion. I said, so what if, and I'm just using $1 billion, people say different things. I said, okay, when you have a diamond that's worth $1 million or $1 billion, how do you handle that? How do you treat that? Because, we had a diamond that was worth $1 million or $1 billion. It would probably be in the Smithsonian Institute, guarded on the lasers, on the armor guard. Have the best security that it is. It would be only very few people would be able to access it or touch it, even to clean it, to just even have access to it, because the value of it is so expensive. It's so high. And with a diamond that large, not a lot of people are able to go in to view it. You have to sign some papers. You have to, put a lot of information in to be able to even, see certain exhibits. So I want to talk to you a little bit about that today. As I'm talking, and I talk to so many, and you guys, it's not just the youth, it's so many people in general that deal with self-esteem. And self-esteem is only, how do you value yourself? And I share this story with you. I never forget, I was doing one of our seminars, and this was actually a self-esteem seminar. And this has been a few years ago, and I had an older lady that came in. She was I think she told me she was 74. She was in her 70s anyway. And her daughter brought her. And I, we did some advertising. And she said this to me. She said, well, I really wasn't going to come because I don't have a problem with my self-esteem. My daughter, invited me, so I just came on because I got good self-esteem. This is an older African-American lady. I don't have a problem with my self-esteem. So I started sharing in this seminar the different types of self-esteem. We have low self-esteem, we have high self-esteem, and we have what we call inflated self-esteem. And if any of you guys, around my age, I'm in my late 40s, remember the movie The Nutty Professor with Professor Clump. I used that in my presentation, and I used the characters from The Nutty Professor to show the example of what low self-esteem is, which would be Professor Clump. Very smart, very educated. He had issues with his low self-esteem in his weight. He had low self-esteem when he dealt with the colleagues at his job. And those are areas. Catch on that, those are areas. Then we had what we call, what I use as high self-esteem, Miss Pretty, which was played by Jada Pinkett Smith. She was a beautiful woman. She was a professor, and she was smart. She was educated. She had everything going for herself, seemingly, but she was in love with Professor Clump because she had her stuff together. And then we have Buddy Love. Buddy Love is the character that I use for inflated self-esteem. And the reason I use that is to show people the difference in what it is. Inflated self-esteem. If y'all remember the movie Buddy Love, he was a product of Professor Clump, his alter ego, as him being small, and he was a nuisance. He had the personality that everybody loved him. He was the person that people loved to hate. He was the person that people loved to hate, even though it was inflated self-esteem. It was rooted in low self-esteem. So as I was sharing this, and I don't want to stay too long with that because this is going to be a 2-part series. I was sharing this information. She started thinking evaluating her life. And what she shared with me during this seminar was she didn't realize, because now when we talk about low self-esteem, the value that people have, you have this in different areas. You have it in your personal life, your spiritual life, your career, your finances, your health, and it can fluctuate. It can fluctuate in those different areas because you may be good in one area, but in another area, you're not so good. So I was sharing with her this, and she said to me, she said, she was in her 70s. She said, I didn't realize that I have been dealing with low self-esteem from her youth. She said because she got pregnant when she was 15, and back in those days, in some churches still now, they made her go in front of the church and ask the church for forgiveness because she got pregnant out of wedlock. And as a result of that, she felt worthless in that area. Well, actually a couple of areas, not just in her personal life, but also in her spiritual life, because she had a baby at a wedlock, and they kind of shamed her and shunned her, made her feel like she was less than because she had a baby at a wedlock. So she didn't realize, and at this time now, you guys, she had become a little bitter. So how it affected her life from the age 15 to now in her 70s, how she allowed, because her worth, how she valued herself was so low in that area, how it caused her to have a restraint on her life, and she wasn't able to perform in her totality. So this is one reason I'm talking about this today, because a lot of us walk around, or have walked around, and not realizing the dynamics of our self-value. And I share this story. In 2002, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. I was always a happy-go-lucky, here, there, good career. My kids were good. At that time, I was married and everything was seemingly okay. But when I was diagnosed, now remind you, I said, self-esteem low, high, and inflated can affect you in many different areas. Health is one of them. Finance is one of them. Your job, your career, personal activity. So when they told me that I was diagnosed and I had to have surgery, had to have chemo, all that stuff, and I was exercising at this time. I was running, I was exercising, I was eating right, had my health on track, had my body. I was cute then. I was 32 years old. I was cute then. And this happens. So my self-worth went from high to low. I mean, it was really low, because I was like, oh, wow. I'm here, and then they diagnosed me with this, and then it goes from a good, high, healthy self-esteem to a low self-esteem for a period of time. So we can be high, and things can happen to cause us to have low self-esteem. Not all my money got funny. So my money kind of went, my self-esteem and my finances went down also, because I wasn't able to work and I didn't have the proper things that I needed in place for that. Well, enough of it, let me say it that way. So I share this today. And we want to talk about, I tell you what, 15 minutes. I know this is going to be a couple of sessions, a couple of live broadcasts. We're going to talk about this because there's so much information. So how do you know? How do others know? How do they value your work? How do others value your work? Well, others value your worth the way you value your worth. Others value your worth the way you value your worth. And when I say that, this is what I mean. Because remember now, our self-esteem is rooted in this. It's a product of past hurts. I gave some examples. Our past hurts it acts like a catalyst for low self-esteem. Past hurts. Now, and I use the example of me having cancer. Well, I didn't have cancer before. They would never diagnose me with cancer before, but I knew of people that were diagnosed that had died. Past hurts. It was a catalyst for low self-esteem, especially when you hear cancer. That's the first thing you think, oh God, I'm gonna die. And I had stage 3. Yeah, at 32 with 2 kids, small kids. It kind of went from, it shot down really quickly. But for God and my faith, I'm good here. So we have to be mindful when we talk about self-esteem and how it affects you and how others value you. You have to look at yourself, because I've learned this in life. If you don't know your worth, because self-esteem is only how you, if we could put a price tag on ourselves, the price tag you can put on yourself. Because most people say, oh, I'm priceless. Okay, I hear you, but I'm going to show you that what people say is not always what they mean. Because see, we know how to tell a lie, talk a lie, and say the right words, but our actions tell the truth. And that's another show. So when we are trying to get others to understand our value and our worth, we have to know our worth and our value first. If we don't know it, how can we expect others to know it? If you just log it in, like and share, like and share, like and share, like and share. If you don't know your self-worth, and then you say, well, Tara, how would you know? How could you put a value? How do you know what your self-worth is? One way is the company that you keep. I teach this to young adults. I teach this to older women. You can find out your value by the company that you keep. What do you mean by that? Well, your inner circle. Look at the people that you hang around. Look at the people that you hang around. A lot of times you are a reflection of the people that you hang around. And then some of you may say, well, I don't hang around anybody. Well, that's saying a lot. You don't have any friends. Why not? Why don't you have any friends? Because if wealth attracts people. I'm going to say that again. Wealth, not money. Wealth attracts people. It attracts people. Whether good or bad. Wealth attracts people. So if you have a good perception of who you are and the value that you have on your life, you will attract people that match your value or exceed your value. I'm going to say that again. When you understand the value that you have on your life and who you are, I mean a good value, not a dollar amount, but the wealth that you possess, you attract people with the same value or even higher. That's what you attract. So when we talk about, okay, well, how can I determine my wealth? Look at your inner circle. Look at the people that you attract. Look at the people that you hang around and their lifestyle, their mentality. Because you have people that have a lot of money, but their lifestyle, because see, lifestyle is really based on your mentality. Because you can have all the money in the world, be the richest person in the world, but if your mindset is poor, everything you do, just because you're spending money, it's going to be a poor mindset, and you're going to attract rich, poor people. Yeah, you're going to attract rich, wealthy, poor people. Poor in their mindset, poor in their thinking, poor in their personhood, poor in their spirituality, poor. Some of them are they so broke, it's ridiculous. So this is one way that we can determine how we value ourselves, because we're always looking for people to validate our own value when we ourselves are the meter to validate our worth. And it all starts with our mindset. It starts with our mindset. And how do we change our mindset? How do we get our mindset? We can't change it before we can recognize what type of mindset we have. And there's only two types. We have a growth mindset and we have a fixed mindset. A growth mindset says, you know what, I'm open to learn new things. I'm not so closed-minded that I know it all. Nobody can teach me anything. I have I got the lock on this. I got this. No. A growth mindset says, hey, I am willing and open to learn new things. Show me if there's a better way. Show me the better way. If there's a better way of doing it, show me the better way of doing it. If it's going to improve what I'm doing, if I'm doing it great now, if I'm doing it good now, if you can show me a better way to do it, show me that way. Show me that way. Versus that fixed mindset says, hey, I've been doing it like this. It's working. Why do we need to change it? And if it's not working, I'm gonna still stick with it because I don't want to try anything new because I don't know what that is. What they say, I don't know. I don't know what that is. I don't know about trying something new because how's it gonna work? I've never heard of that before. Y'all know those people I'm talking about. You can't tell them anything. They just stuck on where they stuck on. I call them, they just stuck on stuff. Sometimes I say they stuck on stupid because, when you don't want to grow, you kind of stuck on stupid. Yeah, I'm sorry. Kind of stuck on, you stuck on that thing. You have to be able to grow because, look, if we look around, if anybody is on here today that's 30 years old, I was going to say 40. But if you're 30 years old, if you reevaluate life, 5 years ago, not even 10 years ago, things have changed tremendously. So if you don't change with it, guess where you're going to be? Stuck. So when we're talking about how do we get others to value our worth, it starts with us. It starts with us. We have to be the ones. We have the ones to do the evaluations. We have to do the work to say, hey, do I suffer with low self-esteem? You guys, I talk a lot. Now, when I'm in my zone, I'm there. But even with me coming on live, I've been doing self-esteem seminars and workshops. For years and years and years and years and years, I do youth ministry. I can get up and talk. And when I'm in my flow, I'm in my flow. But it was hard for me to come on and to commit to do live because my self-worth in this area was low. It was low. And let me tell you why it was low. Remember I said past hurts are a catalyst to low self-esteem? I never forget this. We were doing a mock taping of me talking and I was at my house. My friend was, kind of videoing me, just kind of do like an interview because we were trying to go into doing some other things. And I actually listened to myself from this kind of, mock taping, and I sounded horrible. Now, y'all already know, if y'all been listening to me, y'all know I'm country. I'm just country. I'm country, and that's all I am. And I'm not ashamed of that. I'm a Georgia girl. I'm Augusta, Georgia girl. I'm born and raised, cornbread fed. So, but I listened to that, and when I tell you, I was like, "There's no way I am going to do this because I sound horrible." I have a small lisp when I talk, so that's something that I have to be conscious of. So I had low self-esteem when it was coming to, pertaining to coming on live, because live is live. Now, I did radio before. And when I'm in my flow, I'm in my flow. But, I had some apprehensions on coming on live because of my self-worth. I didn't think I was worthy enough because I didn't sound like some of the other people that come on and they speak so eloquently. See how I mess up a word? Because I'll chop a word up in a minute. But they sound so professional, and their words are they're so smooth, and they're so they sound good. That's basically. But as I listen to a lot of them, they don't know what they're talking about. They just sound good. They use a lot of educated words, which I could use a lot of educated words, which you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. Half of y'all wouldn't know what I'm talking about. And I'd be like, well, what does that mean? It just sound like I know what I'm talking about, but not know what I'm talking about. I would rather give you some meat, some barbecue that tastes good, y'all, for y'all meat eaters, and some chicken, a plate that tastes good, that's not so pretty on the plate, versus a plate that's catered and that looks beautiful to take a picture, but it tastes like cardboard and nobody wants it. I'd rather put my food on a paper plate, mixed all together, kind of slopped up together, but it tastes so good it make you slap your mama 3 times. I would rather do that. So I had to get over this. I had to get over low self-esteem when presenting myself to people live, because there is no do-overs in life. So that's an area that I work on, that I still have to work on. I'm not quite high yet, but I'm kind of medium low, medium low. So that's an area. So we have to, one way, and I'm going to come back on next Monday. We're going to talk a little bit more. But one way to know is about the company that you keep. You can determine your worth by your company, by the people that's in your inner circle, the people that you roll with most of the time, and their mindsets, not their money, not their things, not the stuff that they have, but their mindset. And see, we get caught up a lot of times that on people having stuff. Stuff is nothing. You can be you can be a dummy with a lot of stuff. Things, money, material things are nothing if your mindset is in poverty. I don't care if you have $3 billion, $400, $500 trillion in the bank. If your mindset is in poverty, you are in poverty, and your worth, your value is low, and people will treat you the way that you treat yourself. Another way, my time is almost up. We want to be healthy. How do you eat? You say that, okay, my self-esteem is real good, but when it's pertaining to your health and your body, you put anything in it, you let anybody in it, because that's health too. You touch anything and you let anybody touch you. You let anybody come into your aura. I got 1 minute, you guys. So on Monday, we're going to talk a little bit more about, our value and our worth. And the reason I came on today, because I'm starting my next seminar, my next workshop for the youth girls is March 10th. Go to my website. I posted some yesterday, I think it was. We're offering $25 for the first 5 people that inbox me on that. And if you know somebody, some girls 13 through 17 that need this information, March 10th, here at the University of Phoenix. I'm here broadcasting from the University of Phoenix. We'll be having our seminar there. You can go to my website at tartstallingsinc.com and register. But now for the first 5, you have to inbox me, because you can't register for $25 on there. I have to do that for you. It's normally $60, and we have some packages. But this information will transform the youth life. We have one that's catered to women that are 18 years old and older. It's catered to our situations that we've gone through, because what happens is when we don't know our worth, we don't understand it, we don't have examples of what it looks like and how it affects us, we become trapped in that cycle of low self-esteem, not realizing that we're in that cycle. Keep making chaotic decisions, keep having a life that's not full of life. And we keep making the same bad mistakes, wondering why, because it's all because of our self-worth, you guys. How do we view ourselves? How do we view ourselves? Okay, my time is up. It's 12:30. Well, it's actually 12:31. I thank you guys for listening today. This is Tara T. Stallings, your transformational strategy life coach. I'm here to help you get past the roadblocks in life. And today we've been talking about how others value us. So if you would please like and share it with others. I'll be back on Monday. If you know the youth, we have our next youth workshop through the WITS program, and that program is called Women in Training for Success. That will be March the 10th here at the University of Phoenix. I'm trying to get up so you can see it. The University of Phoenix here on the campus in this room, actually 110. And it's every second and fourth Saturday. The second Saturday is just for the youth, and the fourth Saturday is for the adults. We have various classes. You can go on the website again, Tara T. Stallings Inc., see what classes we have. You can buy packages for the classes. But I'm telling you, I know it will change your life. I have a lot of, like I said, this lady was 70, in her 70s. She didn't realize it, that she had been dealing with low self-esteem all her adult life. You don't have to, you guys. But what you don't know can hurt you. What you don't know is hurting you. Information is knowledge, but it's what you do with that knowledge that changes your life. Until Monday, I'll talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye.